We're hang on. We're excited to have you. Somebody just asked me to send in the link real quick. We're excited to have you guys this morning. We've got Jessica coming to us with some social media tech teachings today. And so I've known Jessica for many years now. And Jessica used to be in Nashville, where I'm at. She moved to Chattanooga a few years ago, and she knew nobody there. She had to start her business completely over from scratch. That's about 2 hours outside of Nashville. She had to start completely over from scratch. And she did a lot of that, building her business to where it is today. She's hit Icon last year, and she did a lot of that through social media. And so I'm excited to have her teach you guys today things that she's implemented, what she has been doing on her social media channels to really get herself to Icon. And then she works hard. So that's always number one for all of us. So, Jessica, I'm excited to have you teach today, girlfriend.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to share what I've been doing on social media to grow our business, and hopefully you can take a couple of things away and start growing your own. Let me get my screen to share. I moved it a little bit. Cool. Do y'all see it?
Yep.
Cool. I'll use Canva, super easy. Let me move some things out of my way over here. Okay, perfect.
Hey,
I can see
Michael,
that.
there you go. This is what you're learning today. You see that movement?
So trick is I don't actually do a lot of dancing, but for closings, I do tell clients I have a TikTok idea and I send them the link and let them know they're doing the dancing. So cool. We're gonna go over a few different social media platforms. Let me see how I'm going to click next. There you go. A little about me, if you don't know me, I'm actually from Durant, Oklahoma. I dropped out of college with a full ride to jump right into real estate and have been a full-time real estate agent since 2010. So I've been doing this for a little over 13 years. Like Kathy said, throughout my career, I actually had to start over different times. When I first got started, I actually listed foreclosures, and obviously those don't last forever. So I had to start over basically in 2016, relearn things, because helping buyers is completely different than working with PEMCO. So I restarted then, and then I also restarted after selling real estate for 8 years in Nashville. I moved to Chattanooga to be closer to my husband's family. And like Kathy said, started brand new, not knowing anyone besides his family. And I think, what I found is that social media is a great platform for both brand new agents and seasoned agents. It's never a bad time to start besides just starting today. With social media, it's a great way to create your brand and discover your niche, which I actually didn't know mine till I moved here and started building through social media and figuring out who those people are and who those people that I track through social media. So it's a great way to, show people who you are behind the scenes, and gives people an idea what it would be like to work with you. It's also a great way to stay in front of your sphere of influence. You can't text everyone every single day. So best way to do is just post it and kind of engage with people in their posts on social media, but also keeping in contact with past clients. This is a great way to do that. I like to add my clients. Some people like to add them during the process. Sometimes I don't want people to know I'm at a coffee shop, so I add them after closing and just stay in touch with them that way. But it's also free. I like free things, and social media can be a free tool. You can also do ads, but you don't have to. So why social media? So in 2021, the quote said that besides referrals, posting on social media was one of the most ways people got new clients. And in 2022, one of the tech tools that have given the highest number of quality leads, not just leads, but good leads, is through social media. Another interesting thing about social media, these are some of the platforms that us realtors use. We use Facebook, we use Instagram. I've been using TikTok a lot for the past year or more. One thing that I will not touch on that a lot of people are having success in my area is YouTube. So that's something we're going to work on for 2024. But here's some main reasons that realtors use social media. Obviously, the easiest thing is to promote your listing. Obviously, people look through the MLS, but people also look on their phones on social media for listings. Also, it's a great way, what I mentioned before, is to maintain your relationship with your clients. And honestly, it's a great way to network with other realtors. When I send a referral out to a different state, I do check if they have social media. I do check their reviews. I do see how much their presence is online. So here are the 3 things that I'll be talking about: TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Jessica, let me say something right there before you move on. I don't know if you're going to talk more about that, but what you just said, I think, is key in all of social media. When agents, so not only are agents looking to see if we have profiles and how active we are out there, if they're sending referrals, but your clients are doing that too.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they're going to refer somebody, a lot of times, now a lot of times they already know, like, and trust us, but let me just say, maybe not our clients, but people that are looking to move into areas, they're checking out people's social media sites. And so it's so important, really, just to be able to gain business. So
agree.
Just kind of glossed over that, because I think that's a huge point about social media.
I guarantee you they're looking you up.
Yeah.
You got an online lead or something that comes in, and after they're on the website, if they're serious about looking in wherever they're looking you up on these different platforms 100%. To see who is this person.
And even though I might Google someone, I don't look at people's Google review. I go to their social media, because Google is very limited, and I think it just brings people to their website for homes. I think on social media you can see what they post and learn a little bit more about them. So that's huge for me. Going back. So why TikTok? So if you're not familiar with TikTok, it's a great way to promote yourself, but instead of it being, it's less focused on people you already know and who you follow, like other social media platform. It's actually more centered on the For You page. So it's videos that's compiled based on what you like and what you comment, engage with. So with this structure, you're more likely to reach new viewers and build your audience from that. Obviously, this is a screenshot from my TikTok. I follow a lot of TikTok moms, and I thought this video is really funny, but it won't play. So what's also cool about TikTok, there's actually a huge engagement based on that. 1 full day out of a month people spend on TikTok, which is really funny. It's easy time to waste. And then you actually get a lot more engagement via TikTok than you do Reels, which are on Instagram and Facebook. I actually don't think I like very many Reels when I scroll through social media when it comes to Instagram and Facebook. So if you are looking to get started with TikTok, these are just basically the 2 things I use. Obviously, you got to download the app TikTok and use CapCut. That's what I do for all my editing. I take a lot of small videos throughout the day if I'm at a coffee shop or a new local store, and I splice it together through CapCut. So also the tips that I'll be going through here shortly, you can also implement in all the other social media. So think TikTok, think all platforms. But obviously the first tip was to showcase properties, whether it's your listing, whether you're showing a property. So if I do a virtual showing, I will make time to do a video for my client, and then I'll do a separate video for social media. But you can add really cool music and add captions showing what features are with the home. But also you can use this to educate and inform. I do think those are 2 different styles. I do less of this than other people, but you can talk about some of your experiences. Like, I think me and Patrick are going to work on YouTube videos about saying things that we've learned about negotiating kitchen appliances or negotiating anything with the home, and just teaching clients or future buyers what they can be looking out for when they're ready to buy. And then honestly, my favorite, I think that we get a lot of engagement on, are behind the scenes. Whenever people know that we help people buy and sell homes, that some people don't know the process of it or what goes on behind it. So this is something I always like to highlight on, and that people actually find really interesting. And also I like to do local spotlights. This is where I can showcase the local properties, not local properties, local businesses and parks and just fun things to do, because obviously I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. A lot of families are looking to relocate here. A lot of people that are retiring are relocating here. So I showcase what people could be doing whenever they're doing their research for the city. TikTok, this is what's different about TikTok versus the other platform, is that you want to participate in trends, things that are going quote unquote viral based off the music, based off what they're doing. Yes, and sometimes is dancing, which I don't participate in. It's just a lot. So when you're on TikTok, you do have to be cognizant of how much time you spend, because you can easily spend an hour or two a day on it. But when I do that, I call it my research, and I look for trends that I can use for my closings. And that's why I usually like to do my videos too. But you want to keep it short and attention grabbing. A lot of people can easily scroll. You want to make sure you get their attention and it's worth their while to watch. And also be consistent. It's not, for me, it's not about what day you post, what time you post, just post. And that's just easier than trying to overthink it. You never want to overthink it, because sometimes you never do it.
So what is consistent to you, Jessica? Once a day, twice a day?
Great question. For TikTok, I try to at least do once a week. It's been probably about 3 weeks, which I need to do one. And I have some stuff in my drafts, but I at least try to do once a week. And I actually did the same training here locally in Chattanooga and try to post one video a day to see if I did it for a week before the actual training, to see if that actually helped get a lot of attention. And I don't think it helped at that test that I try to do. So at least try to do once a week. And I haven't posted in 3 weeks, but yet I checked my TikTok and I still get a lot of attention just because I have a whole year's worth. And what's really cool about TikTok is that when it comes to videos, people will like one of my videos, go to my page, and just start scrolling and liking a lot of my videos. So I make it to where people want to stay on my page and learn more about it.
And is that
also,
by doing, let me ask you one thing for you.
Yeah.
Is that by doing relative posts, when you were talking about look at things that are going viral and all, to make your page more sticky? Is it because you're posting relative things or quote unquote viral?
Yeah, so I have 2 TikToks and I like to divide it up. Some people don't have to. I have a Chattanooga real estate TikTok where it's mostly about our business and what we do, our closing, our stories. But then I have a moving to Chattanooga TikTok, which I focus on and help that redirect to our real estate. So basically I have a whole moving to Chattanooga brand I'm trying to create where people are searching moving to Chattanooga. And then I haven't not yet, but next year we're going to focus on talking about neighborhoods. But right now it only highlights local things and fun things to do, which I can show. I'll show you a clip of it here in a minute, a screenshot. But when it comes to TikTok, you want to be engaged, you get followers, follow them back. And if they comment, always reply.
Jessica, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you go back one slide?
Yeah, of course.
With
Oh,
hashtag.
did I skip that one? I'm sorry.
Skip that one. I saw it come up, but go ahead, talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so use hashtags. So there's 2 ways to search for things. And I honestly, me and my sister were talking about something so silly yesterday about therapy. And we're like, hey, we literally said, we just say we're going to Google what their therapy is. We're like, hey, we're going to look at TikTok. So me and her sending each other these TikToks, but using hashtags helps search for things, or you can also use the search bar and find things. So honestly, this is my new Google. And so using hashtags is important. And I think, people focus like Facebook doesn't use many hashtags. Instagram uses more. And I think TikTok is the right amount, in my opinion, is like 3 to 5. You don't want to overdo it, but I still put a lot out there just to get as much views as I can. So there's a real estate talk. There's the For You page that's pretty big. So obviously hitting the big ones are important. Thanks for catching that. I got a little click happy over here.
So you recommend 3 to 5 hashtags?
Yeah,
that was going to be my question. Was I see some that have, there are 20 hashtags on there, and I'm just,
I feel like that's more Instagram. But what's interesting about me and my business, we have been very fortunate of doing really well, but I like to throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks and just kind of go with it. But so I'm going to play a video of a guy that went viral and just want to check you out. Let me know if you hear the volume.
Yeah. Well, it's a little, not so much actually. No, we can't hear that.
You can see it. Wow. Is this a realtor showing the house?
Whoever the camera guy is pretty good keeping up with him.
So every time I play that video, people think it's super funny. It's like a weird, slow, soft song. This guy's running through the house. But so I haven't really updated these screenshots. But when I did this a couple of weeks ago, if you look at this video, he's also one showcasing a property. This is oddly a trending song on TikTok. People who may not be on TikTok may not be familiar with it. He copied a trending video where you basically run away from the camera during the song. He used hashtags and made it a popular search. If you look up at the search at top, it says real estate. He added a location. This video alone on TikTok has had over 3 million views, over 400,000 likes, almost 10,000 comments, and 36,000 shares, and almost 12,000 in saves. So that is basically a video that has gone viral, and he only has about 7,000 followers. 7,000 is not really a lot when you look on TikTok. With that, people have like at least 10. People have a lot, and so I follow him. He's pretty funny. He's gotten pretty big from this one video. So
he's a realtor.
Yep. And he's in North Carolina. So if you need some inspiration, here are a couple of other realtors that I follow that I really like. Glenda Baker is actually in Atlanta. She does a lot of storytelling, which is very engaging, and I actually like to listen to. And I don't like to listen to a lot of people talk, but I like to listen to her. Drake and Carrie's, they actually do a lot of educational and funny videos too. So what I do is I follow them. Sometimes when I look at videos, I think of how I can use it in my business, and it's okay to copy people. You just credit them, say this, I got their idea from this people. But
first girl has almost 1 million followers, 800.
Oh yeah, she's good. She's good. She's a baller. Here's our TikTok. Of course, give us a follow, Chattanooga Real Estate, and then moving to Chattanooga. I really focus on the moving to Chattanooga one, but whenever you create yours, be sure to be authentic. Tailor it to yourself so that you can attract the right people that you want to work with. I did every Christmas, there's a neighborhood that does a Whoville. And so I went out there and did a video, and we walked it, and I have 57,000 views on that. So I always did that since it's almost Christmas time. There's a ribs place that's really good in town, and I literally just threw it out there because it was my week deadline. I'm like, I haven't had a video in a week. I need to put something out there. I threw a Sugar's Ribs, and it got a lot of views. So I just throw things out there and get engaged. And I've actually had a closing with TikTok with people being like, oh, I'm thinking about moving to Chattanooga. Can you tell me about the areas, or can you keep an eye out for this? So it's a way to get business. And for me, honestly, I have a 5-year-old daughter. I like to work. And so what I feel like for me is I get to explore my city, take my daughter with me, get a couple of videos, put it together. It takes me about 5-10 minutes, maybe, just depends on, I guess, looking for a song. And yeah, so it helps me to kind of feel like I can do it all at once. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. Obviously, the tip number 10 is cross promote. Every video I make in TikTok, I then post on my Instagram, which automatically shares to my Facebook. So you can do things one time and use it across all platforms. Here's our Instagram page. I also have a personal and business. This is our Chattanooga Real Estate Couple page. I'm going to talk about, a lot of people already know how to post on Instagram and Facebook, but I want to give some tips on what I think helps us get business. First one, you get one link on your business account. I use a link tree. Some people use their website, but I want to give people more than just a website to look for homes. So whenever we have listings we want to feature, we put that in our link tree. I'm going to start creating PDFs for sellers and home buyers that I can link here and share with others. Another thing that I think is the biggest piece on our Instagram that has helped us get the most engagement in our stories. So stories are only good for 24 hours. And what I do is at every showing or anything interesting through my day, I will either do a video or a picture, and then sometimes you can add questions and have people engage in the post, which is really fun. And so that's, I think, is our biggest winning on Instagram are just stories. But what's cool about the stories, you can make highlights. So I have different highlights here, and one of my biggest highlights, and I got this idea from a girl named Madison White in Nashville, so credit to her. But ready to buy a home. So when I like to work with first-time home buyers. I like to help them, educate them, and answer all their questions, but I can save that link and copy it and give it to a home buyer, and they can go through, and I have the breakdown of the process and what to expect. So that's a really big piece. You can also pin up to 3 posts. And I was strategic on which one I post. I've did a new one kind of reintroducing me and Patrick and who we are. I did a 2022 recap showing all of our closing and our access, and then a really good review from an old realtor, a realtor who used to sell in California, who found us on social media and how much she loves us and uses us. So those are my posts that I pin. And on this one, obviously use hashtags and tag location, just like TikTok. This girl found us on Facebook and messaged us saying that she found us in a Facebook group, people tagging our name and how she wanted to use us. So obviously I made a post about that. And interact with followers. So obviously when people comment, make sure you comment and reply. And then the thing to do for sure, so you save you time once you make a post, make sure it automatically shares to your business page or your personal page. So you don't have to go into Facebook and copy paste. This just makes life a lot easier. So now we're going to talk about Facebook. So Facebook is huge for me. We also created a business page in our brand, which is the Chattanooga Real Estate Couple. We have over 1,000 followers, which is cool. But I think the biggest thing for me, which I think I'll get to, and I'm jumping ahead of myself. So I'll stop real quick, actually. So feature posts. So I feel like in real estate, there's always room to grow, and I'm still tailoring ours to make it better. But this is one thing I am currently working on, because I saw it on another realtor's page that's here locally, is featuring posts. You can make a post and feature it and pin it to the top. So I saw this guy here locally have 2 featured posts. One is directed to sellers saying, hey, if you're looking to sell your home, this is what you need to do to prep it. And another one says, hey, if you're looking to buy, this is how you can get yourself in a better buying position. So that's exactly what I'm working on. And what I'm going to do when I create those featured posts, I'm going to actually make it into a PDF and put it into that link tree so I can share it with people. So those are things I'm actively working on. This is what I'm talking about. This is our biggest, I think, strength on our page is we have, I think, 67 5-star reviews, and they're all fairly recent. So when I look at people's Facebook, I see, because a lot of people get those crypto spam ones, and so they have like, 67 5 stars, but they're all spam reviews and they're not real. Our real people that are all recent, and I think that's our biggest piece. So whenever I talk to people via Facebook message, I'm always like, hey, check out our recent reviews. So I think that's our biggest winning point, because people can see why they like us. The second biggest point is obviously on your personal page, join Facebook groups. That is where we win big. So I'm part of, I don't know, numerous of real estate referral groups. And I actually know people in those groups, and they help tag me, like Kathy, and it helps out. And then I also join local neighborhood groups. My big win are mom groups. I think I'm very relatable. I meet moms because moms are usually the one that are researching a new city before their family moves. So they're always asking the questions of, hey, what about this school? What about this neighborhood? And that's where I put myself and try to be of some help and hopefully help them buy a home. Also, not only do you want to join it, you want to be the expert in your area. So what we do, we have created Facebook groups. Again, I'm doing the home moving to Chattanooga, which I'm going to get better at. I have 400 people in it, but I want to do better. But another thing is I created a personal neighborhood group. I live in Red Bank, which is just north of Chattanooga, and we have a street, and I have a group for our street. So I have become the expert where I said, hey, there's this coming soon. If you and a friend wants to be our neighbors, let me know. Or, hey, did you see this new restaurant? Or, hey, did you see that there's a parade this Saturday? So we have become an expert for our area. But TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, again, I'm going to reiterate this. It's not about when you post and what time you post. Just post and be authentic. People want to get to know who you are. Don't try to do a perfect recording for it, because people make mistakes. People want to, see that you're real and you have a personality. But I think that's all I have. If anyone has any questions, I'm here to be happy to answer it.
Adrian has a question. Adrian?
Hey, Jessica, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You did such a great job. That was so informative. Thank you so much for sharing all the stuff. That was just absolutely great. I did have a quick question. When you're talking about Facebook, and I know you have several pages. So when you're doing, for instance, Instagram, your personal, your business, then Facebook, your personal, and then your business. Where are you posting most of your stuff? Like, is it on your personal Facebook page, or are you mostly doing that on your
That's a
Facebook
great
business
question.
page?
And I don't know if there's really like the correct answer for every person, but the way I do it is all my business goes on our business page, which is coming from our Instagram. And then I have a moving to Chattanooga page, which I have a moving to Chattanooga Instagram too, and that feeds into that, which I don't do as often because I feel like I need to add more value with doing videos on neighborhoods. So that's what I want to focus on next year. But then depending on what I don't put a lot of business on my personal page unless it's something very important and I want to remind people I'm in real estate, then I'll share it for my business. So I kind of like have it all intertwined. But I live on Ashmore Avenue. I have literally Ashmore Avenue group, and there's not very many people because our street's kind of small. The next time I move is going to be in a bigger neighborhood just so I have more to farm. But I've added new neighbors and I welcome new neighbors, and we try to host things, and I try to be the point of contact for the neighborhood. So it's
Go ahead.
No, and yes, I feel like it's a lot, but it kind of works out. It works out in my head. But I think the biggest from Facebook are Facebook groups. That's my biggest thing and takeaway that I get from businesses. And so this mom group here locally, we have helped handfuls of mom in that group. So whenever a new mom's asking, I have past clients tagging me saying, oh, Jessica's been our realtor, Patrick's been our realtor. And so I have a screenshot. I don't know if I can pull it up. Let me see. If I pull this here, could you see it? Let me see. Let me get out of this. If I pull, can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. This one up here?
Yep.
Yes.
So this is a Chattanooga mom group. Someone's like, hey, I need a realtor. I should have blocked these names out, but I didn't have time. So a past client says, Jessica's great. And I said, thanks. And then a neighbor who I help buy and sell said, Jessica's great. And then another past client. So this is in one group. Because we've helped so many moms in there, they all have tagged us, which is huge. A lot of people might see one-liners saying, hey, use this person, that person. But that's a huge selling point. And then I'll message them and I'm like, and I joke, hey, I know I'm the 198th realtor to message you. Would love to chat to see if we'd be a good fit. So I just make it more casual.
Okay. Let me ask you another quick question. So when you're doing because for those of us who are not as techno savvy, I just know this. I want to know the steps, like from Instagram.
Yeah.
Like your Chattanooga Instagram, you set that up first. Then you push that onto your Facebook Chattanooga business page. Is that correct? So like when you're posting on Instagram, it's kind of that's the point of start.
So it's actually my TikTok that's the point of start, because that's where I splice the video together. That's where I add the music. So I make it a TikTok video first through CapCut, post on TikTok, and then I posted it on my Instagram and then move it to my Facebook page.
So are you, and that when you post on Instagram, it automatically posts to your Facebook
One does,
business
which
page?
is, yep. So my business automatically does. I do not post. I probably should post all my moving to Chattanooga automatically, but for me, those are two separate things that I like to keep separate, because I feel like the moving to Chattanooga is more, it's less aggressive. It's more friendly. It's more like, hey, people doing their research on the city, instead of, hey, I'm a realtor, I'm going to sell you a house. But then it helps ties into our real estate page.
Okay. On the
You
back end of that,
Mhm.
again, like when you're setting that up, but you are using your business, the Chattanooga couple. That's where you start it from TikTok there and post there, and then you post that on the Chattanooga couple, and then that moves it onto Facebook Chattanooga couple. Is that the
Correct.
streamline?
Mhm.
Okay. I had needed that detail because I know if you don't do it in that order, it can just be overwhelming at times.
There's no way. The only time I ever post on Instagram first without a TikTok video, if it's just photos, like photos from a closing or photos of a new listing. That's the only time I never do it. But I like to, if I can, I try to do a video.
Good. Thank you so much.
And Adrienne, I know there's a button you can, push there on Instagram, which then will automatically share it over to your business page or personal page.
Correct. And that's
from
an easy
Instagram.
one to set up. You just have to
Yeah.
sync them together.
Mhm.
So Jess, if people are new to social media on here, what would you say if you were starting today and you didn't have your platforms set up? Where would you start?
Great question. I actually have a newer agent that wants to onboard, and I have a sheet of the what to do's. And even I joke with EXP, you get a lot of emails of figure out workplace, figure out KV core. I say, don't do that yet. First, obviously, get a headshot and create a Facebook. That's my first thing, is create a Facebook business page. Some people don't want a business page, but I just think it's easier for me as a mom to keep my daughter photos separate from the houses that I'm selling. And then also get an Instagram. Those are where most of our business are coming from, but we're building the YouTube and the TikTok too.
So do you think that when somebody's building their Facebook page, do you think it, like, we'll use that new agent that you're talking about that's going to be coming on. Do you recommend that they have a page called Moving to Their City, or it's like, hey, just put your name, Kathy Carter Realtor? What's your recommendation on that?
That's a great question. I would say the name first, because obviously the first homes you sell are usually through your sphere and people will know you by your name. I would say if I had to choose one or the other, I would choose your name first and then kind of add the moving to whatever city an add on. But I know that it can be like, if I had to tell a brand new agent that just saw this video and said 3 platforms, that's a lot. There's Threads now, there's this and that, there's Twitter I don't mess with. Which one do I need to do first? I would say Facebook 100%.
Tracy just said, I have one called Atlanta's Best Spots.
Oh, cool.
So talk about that, Tracy. What do you post on that? Is that just best, things to do in Atlanta? What is that exactly?
First of all, Jessica, thank you so much. Great call. I hopped in a little late, but what little bit I caught was amazing. It's going to change my business for sure. Atlanta Best Spots came from Jay telling us to, like what Jessica said, create a page and where you're the source of information. And so I created Atlanta's Best Spots when I first moved here. I didn't know different places to go. So as I was venturing out into different restaurants, venues, different things, I decided to try to showcase those businesses and stuff. And so it's kind of like moving to Chattanooga. Is, people may say, what are Atlanta's best spots? And so they go to that page. I need to be more consistent. Main thing Jessica preached today, I need to be consistent on posting there. But yeah, when I experience something new and I really like it, I put it on Atlanta Best Spots.
I actually love that name. It's not even people buying, it's just people wanting to know what to do, and they follow you, and when they're ready to buy or sell, they do that. I love that.
That's right. And I do a lot of live videos, Jessica, from those places. Like if I'm at a particular steakhouse that I like, hey, y'all, this is Tracy Wiggins at EXP, but I don't have anything on a page that necessarily says EXP. It's just that I'm a source of information for people who want to know where Atlanta's best spots are. And of course, in getting on that page, hopefully they'll see me and want to do business with me because they like who I am or the personality that I give out and things like that. So that's the whole idea behind it.
So if you don't have yourself as they're on a realtor in any way in your videos, are you saying that that's what you do, or how do people
Yes.
know you're a realtor from that page?
Yeah, so I open up all my videos. Hey guys, Tracy Wiggins, EXP Realty.
Yeah.
I am at this amazing restaurant, guys, and I love it. If you're looking for a great steakhouse here in Atlanta, this is going to be it. If I can get the owner to talk, I'll get him to talk. But if not, I'm just going to share my experience, share the ambiance, share the place if I can. And that's it, so, but the whole thing is just to have a place where people can go and get the information, and hopefully I'm that source of information, which will bring the business, I hope.
Tracy, are you taking those videos? Are you doing that also on YouTube?
No, and I need to do that, Jeff. I really do.
Because it sounds like, I mean, that's like what Levi's done. Levi Lessig. I mean, he's just, he's just like the YouTube king. But it's that kind of stuff. Living in Dallas, living, and he's got those playlists of just like that, restaurants and places. And
Correct.
because if you're doing it on one platform, you might as well spread it, just repurpose it for multiple platforms. Like you're not having to redo anything,
That's it. That's it. So Jessica, from your suggestion, do you think I should start at YouTube and then post it to the page?
I do think so. I was trying to give you a follow. What platform is that on?
So Atlanta's Best Spots is on Facebook.
Okay. So I was looking on Instagram, and like he said, you're already creating something that you can use throughout. I think you can even, I wonder how the lives work with Instagram, because I wonder if it also does Facebook sometime because it's on stories. But yeah, I think with the YouTube you can do short reels, because a lot of times TikToks or Instagram are short videos, and you can just add them as like shorts on YouTube. So that's what I want to do as well.
Yeah. So I think I need to start on YouTube and then post it to Facebook and other platforms.
Going down a whole rabbit hole talking about Atlanta's best spots, moving to Chattanooga. Like I've even thought about creating a page to saying, hey, these are the neighborhoods. This is what's going on in town. And even creating a tab saying, hey, do you want a free PDF of neighborhoods and top restaurants? Click here and just give me your name and email number if you want to do that, where people had to input stuff for a free document. So I want to do that as a free lead source too.
You can take and depending on like with all these videos now, let's say you do a 5-minute video, you go live, whatever, you could upload that into Opus Clip. I don't know if you've seen that. Opus, it's an AI reels generator. Basically, it'll take that 5-minute clip and turn it into 3 reels, whatever, with captions, with SEO, with a title, with everything. And now you take that, you could put that into TikTok or Instagram, or you use it as a reel on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. I mean, so Opus Clip is a good source, as far as taking take any long video, and you got a 30-minute video, it'll turn it into 20 shorts, like that. It's very crazy the way that works. Opus Clip, OPUS, if you look that up. Yeah.
Cool. Hopeless Clip, Tracy said.
Yeah, not hopeless clip. It might feel that way.
A hopeless clip. Yeah.
I've got a question. I'm sorry, Kathy. Go ahead. Can I say a couple things? With CapCut, because I've heard of CapCut. I haven't used CapCut. I'm doing some stuff, just repurposing stuff up to TikTok. But how long does it take you to cut together just say I don't know, a minute long video, a minute and a half video? How long would it take you on CapCut?
I want to say I could do it less than 5 minutes.
Really? Okay. That's what I was wondering, because I think like anything, the first time you use it's going to take a little longer. You're learning it, but if you do it a few times and do it consistent, it gets pretty quick. Yeah.
I literally, when I first got on TikTok, probably last year, I felt like a dinosaur. I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I literally was watching TikTok videos on how to make TikToks, and that's how I knew how to edit through CapCut. And now I can like download people's videos, extract their audio, and then figure out how to make it fit with the videos to make it smoother, and then re-upload it. Like once I got a hang of it, it can take me no time. CapCut's super easy to use on my phone. I've enjoyed it, and I can I honestly have different drafts. I have 2 meetings with lenders in the next week, and I'm like, they're like, oh, where do you want to go? And I'm like, where are new coffee shops I haven't done video on? And so I'll just do quick videos between meetings. And like, even sometimes after closing, I see a place that I've never been before, and I'll just go in and say, can I do a video and promote the business? And everyone says yes. And so I'm like, okay, cool, I'll tag you, just feel free to share it. And it's just something I literally do when I'm out and about, and if I see something new, and if I have like 10 minutes to go inside to do a couple of videos on my phone, that's what I try to do.
Quick and easy.
So talking about that, while we're on that, so Sean Richardson up in Ohio, he will go in and do interviews with local businesses like that, but then he will do giveaways. So he will get with the owner of the business, the restaurant will say, and ask him for a $25 card. And say, I'm going to, promote your business, let's do a giveaway. We're going to drive some more traffic into your establishment. But then it gets them engaging, because he will tell them, hey, you got to comment on the video, or, you got to send me a message, comment and send me a message, or, I don't know, I can't remember exactly what he does, but it starts getting engagement on the videos that he's doing to be able to be in the drawing for, the giveaway. So just another thing to think about if you're going in and doing interviews, you want to get engagements, because obviously all the algorithms are about engagement, right? So that's just one way to get better engagement on your videos. When
I
you're
got
going
one
to
other question.
establishments.
If
Yeah.
I could, your Facebook reviews, how do you go about getting those reviews?
Great
Oh,
question.
that's
So right after closing, I send an email with all of the important PDFs that we went through, home inspection, contract. Say, hey, at closing, if I remember to tell people, I say, hey, I'm going to send you a really important email. It's going to have all the documents. Also, if you could just do me a huge favor, can you leave us a review? I try to make it so simple for them, though, where they don't have to Google me or Facebook me. Oh, how do I leave a review? I just send a link that takes them straight there. So I try to get Facebook and Google, preferably Facebook. So I always put that link first. And I just ask them. And then sometimes I try to implement it throughout the year, where if I have a slow week, I use it thinking about marketing and how I can revamp the social media, which like adding those feature posts. But I'll text people like, hey, hopefully you're doing well. By the way, I noticed you didn't give me a review. Could you just please leave this to me? And I'll send them a link, and I'll try to get it throughout the year too. We stay pretty close with our clients afterwards, so I don't feel awkward about it. But I try to get it right after closing, when it's a little after they moved in and settled down, and they feel like they still remember how great the experience was. So
good. So you said you had 55,000 in commissions, this year.
Yeah.
Which then, and again, it's free.
Yeah.
And it's free marketing in that
Yep.
sense. It's time and learning those systems. But it's kind of like what we did last week with Aaron. We had Aaron Kin on last week setting up his Google business page and walking everybody through step by step. He'll do 140,000 this year in commissions from his Google business page.
Wow.
With no out of pocket costs. This is something similar. I could imagine if you would continue, just keep building that, now add in YouTube and get all that working together. Why couldn't you do, 80, 90, 100,000 in commissions next year?
I would say at the beginning of my career, I was never detailed, but since having to learn how to do taxes, I have been, and obviously I have a CPA now, so which is nice. But I was just looking at, so since I like to track things since moving to Chattanooga, and our business didn't really start till 2019 here, because we just had a kid after we moved here. But we've been consistent about doing at least the first year 1.7 in sales volume with social media, and then we've done 2 million this past 2 years. I always just feel like, why not double it next year? I don't know. I just feel like this is an easy thing to say and a goal to put out there. And so hopefully next year we'll double it. And I mean, what's interesting is like one client, I met them in like last year's February. I helped one client relocate here from Illinois. From her, I've helped 3 different siblings relocate. So, and that was just through social media, where she was not happy with her realtor. Somehow she got connected with us by seeing our reviews, seeing someone tag us, and then we connected. And so it's awesome whenever you can help not only one person, but they refer you out to their whole family to relocate.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Does anybody have, we've got
Good
about
stuff.
15 minutes or so. Who else has some questions about social media? Maybe you're
Sure.
new to social media. Maybe you just want to know how to enhance your channel or channels better or sites. Who's got-
Yes, I got a question. Jessica, how much do you charge to just do all this? Like, where can I?
That's funny. Gosh, I just feel like this is one thing that like keeps me up at night because there's just so much to do. I don't know if I can take anything else because I still got YouTube to start. But there are people out there. There's AI that, I went to EXPCon and I saw Tom Ferry in Chattanooga last week. They harped on AI. So hopefully this will help our learning curve somehow, which is great. Speaking of which, kind of going off, some people are like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to post. Use ChatGPT to get ideas. I just think that's one thing that I'm hearing a lot of is helping us focus on money making activity and using AI to help do like things that take too much thought.
Love it. Thank you.
But no, I
Hey,
can't help you with social media. But you have a daughter, so
I know, right?
someone in house
No.
for that.
yes. Get those young people to work for you. They're amazing.
Yes, say I
Good
bring
to
food
go.
to the table.
And I
Just
think with video, you mentioned it, like it's about our personality. People are going to relate with you. So you can have people help you set things up and do things, but we've got to be the one, whether we love it or hate it, to be the ones on video because it's your personality that people are gonna, certain people are gonna, relate to.
Yeah. And there are a lot of branding coaches out there, Adrian, that you can pay. They'll do everything for you, but you're going to have to participate because they're going to show you how to do the TikTok and do it with you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's an option as well. Jessica, do you agree that exposure is everything? I tell my mentees all the time, make sure that your friend list is at the 5,000 max on Facebook. Make sure you get as many followers and stuff as you can because exposure is everything. Do you agree on that?
I do. I feel I'm in that, new mom, young daughter stage where I try not to accept everybody. But when it comes to following on Instagram, when it's business page, I do that all day. But when it comes to my personal page, I probably don't. But I do think that exposure is really important. So I just, again, my theory is throw the spaghetti on the wall, see what sticks, see what works for you. Like some people may not be good at TikTok. Some people may be like, Instagram's my jam. That's where I get it. And you should focus on Instagram. So obviously we talked about 3 different platforms. Don't try to eat the elephant all at once. Take a bite and see what works for you, what comes natural and what you enjoy. If you're already scrolling through Facebook, talking to your people, commenting it, focus on Facebook because you're already on it. If you are like already on Instagram and posting pictures of your family, focus on Instagram. Don't try to conquer it all. And so luckily we have enough where we kind of do these 3 with our eyes closed. So that's why we want to take on YouTube because a lot of people are having a lot of success with that. But gosh, Adrian, what I was about to say, I do know a guy in Murfreesboro that helps another realtor do a lot of videos and talks about ideas. That if you want somebody, but he's about I think $1,500 a month for like I don't know how many videos you get out of that, but I like his editing and I think he makes it look effortless. So if you do want someone to help with videos where you can just pose, let me know.
I
Yeah.
was actually just joking. You're just so good and already about it. Like, no, I've got to get on the ball and get it done. So I was
Yes.
just joking.
And you have 2 kids that can help. So
Exactly.
The kids know all
And
this.
I want to reiterate, like you said, you definitely want to have mutual friends too on that Facebook when you accepting friendship. I do check them out, Jessica. That's a good point too. I want to make sure we have at least a few mutual friends. And I look at those mutual friends and think about who they are before I accept those people too. But I do max it out. I do.
yeah.
Hey, Joseph, did you have a question? I saw you turned your camera on and unmuted yourself. Do you have a question for Jessica or about anything here?
Yes, I did have a question. I just wanted to find out, are there any companies or organizations that if you want, that help people to have some kind of a marketing plan for stuff like this?
There's probably different levels of that. There's Facebook groups that help give you ideas. There's like Coffee and Contracts or something that gives you ideas or make posts for you to share. But I feel like those are less has less personality to it, right? There are marketing companies. When Patrick first got on board, he hired a marketing company, but I was so OCD because when they post stuff, I'm like, that's not who we are. Like that has nothing to do with our market, and they're asking me for what to post, and they just made an image. I'm like, I can do that. So there are people you can hire, there are people you can pay, but I think it's like less authentic. And people want to, we want to attract people that like us. I want people to know who I am, so that whenever I meet them in person to show them my house, they basically think we're already friends. I used to think that I used to have to be all dressed up. I actually just did a BNI this morning where I would probably be wearing a hat or something, but like I'm always had my hair in a ponytail just because I just feel like it's easier, and I want people to know that about me. I want to know people like I'll show up in shorts and a hat, but I'm going to be there to show you a house because you're wanting to see it within 10 minutes. So I'd rather show you a house in 10 minutes than in a couple hours after I get dolled up. I want people to know who I am. So I think that, of course, you can always hire somebody. You can pay to be a part of a group to help you make posts, but being authentic and just being who you are just is goes further.
Where do you live, Joseph? Where are you at?
Springdale.
sorry, where?
Arkansas. Springdale,
Arkansas. Okay. So like even to do like kind of what she's done in Chattanooga, what Tracy's doing in Atlanta, like you could do almost the same kind of thing, like, for your town, there in Arkansas, and just start highlighting different things about, what it's like to live there, highlight different places, different, restaurants, different things that people like to go do, different, just different things you could talk about. I know, and there's so much to talk about. I think I've seen some people do this, we've talked about this on here. I subscribe to, Keeping Current Matters, they have daily blog posts, all that kind of stuff. You could take that daily blog and turn that into a video in a heartbeat. You could literally read it word for word if you wanted to. You could read it a few times and just get it. You know what you're doing as far as real estate, and just talk into the camera and then dump that into like Opus, like what we talked about. And now you've got, here's 2 reels that come out of it, or a reel, on that topic, like there's just 5 topics a week, right there. There's so much that you can do with that. Just follow different trends, different things that are going on in real estate, things in your market, local market updates. Those are always good, but then highlight things in your city. You could create an Instagram page, an Instagram following with that. You could create a YouTube page and do that. There's a lot you could do with that for sure.
I challenge everyone on this recording in this Zoom meeting that this week, go to a new coffee shop, go to a brand new coffee shop, go to a new restaurant. There's a ramen place that just opened up. I'm definitely going to go to it. I'm 100% making a video, but go somewhere new, make a video. As uncomfortable it is to be in front of it, get in front of it. People need to know your face, but if you don't want to on your first one, literally do a video walking into the store, panning the menu, panning your food, and add together with CapCut and add music, and then say new restaurant in town, great experience, and there you go, first video done, sweat's over. And just keep on doing that. People are like, oh, at least try to do once a month. If you're already going out and talking to people, try once a week. It's not that hard. So just challenge everyone to do that, including you, Adrian.
Okay, my other challenge is that I always feel like I do not have proper recording equipment, and so I feel like whatever I'm going to use might not have good sound, or it might not have good clarity, or something like that.
But what's cool is, do you have a smartphone, like an iPhone?
Yeah.
So this is like, I think a 13, like it's not even the newest one. I don't even know what it is. You don't need good quality sound either. With TikTok, you can do a voiceover. So, or I like music, but a lot of people do voiceovers where you mute the video, whether it's like a loud restaurant, and you can talk into it saying, hey, this is a new restaurant on this street, and record over it in a quiet room. So whatever limit you think you have, honestly, will just stop you. Just try it out with what you have and to see how it goes. And then everyone's first video is not great.
Mhm.
You have to just make mistakes, and that's how we learn. We all did that in our first deal in real estate. It's not like we ever sold a house the first time we sold it. We made a mistake and we learned from that and just got better from there.
Right.
I put the for sale sign in front of the wrong house the first time.
That's
I'm not,
actually
kidding, I'm not
awesome.
kidding you. That's not. Charles asked this: are you planning on doing something different for the long form versus short form YouTube videos?
I think so. I think going more in depth. I haven't dived into YouTube, but me and Patrick talking about equipments. I bought a freaking drone. It's been gathering dust because I thought I needed it. Do I? Probably not. But we want to start highlighting neighborhoods. Obviously, starting big, like why Chattanooga. Actually, Chattanooga is the #1 place to retire in the country right now. And why people are moving here. Start big, and then I think going in detail, but then also you can make in those short videos. Not everyone wants to watch a 10 to 15 minute video. My attention span is not that long. And so as much as we'll do that, and I think YouTube actually pushes those more than the shorts, I then use that and then clipping it to small ones with the AI that he just told us.
And like I know Grant Cardone. I remember learning that from him. Kind of, he'll sit down and just talk. They'll film. They'll do again, more professional equipment stuff. He is what he is, but he'll just talk about 30 minutes about some topic that he knows. And all of us could do this. So you could talk 10 minutes about something with real estate. Just go through it. Just talk. And you could film that. You could edit it if you want to, but then take that, dump it up into, there's your long form 10-minute video, dump it into Opus Clip, and you've got, probably 6 or 7 reels that come out of that. And so you're just repurposing that content, in so many different ways. It's just,
There's a guy here in Chattanooga in my backyard with EXP that crushes YouTube. And honestly, he has now just focused on making videos and spits out the leads to a team member. And his very first video was not good, but now he's gotten a lot better. And it's always that competitiveness in me, like, I don't want to do it now and crush it. But what's interesting, one trick that he has taught me, which I will use, is like, whenever you're just talking, and if you stumble, pause, and then just keep talking, because with video, you can splice it, you can cut it to where you mess up and continue it. And so if you're reading from like bullet points, you can pause, look at the bullet point, and then continue it and just take that part out too.
definitely good stuff. Well, I'm going to subscribe to Michael Higdon's channel because I want to see him dancing. Mike, when are you going to post that first video? Later this week?
I'll send you a good idea if you want me to.
Jessica had me do oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Don't even make me pull that back up. So
no, you're not pulling that up. We did a ridiculous thing.
What song was that? It was,
I don't know. It was Drive My Car or something.
It was Drake. It was a
Drake.
Me and Kathy were dancing to for a new listening we did. And it was Kiki, do you love me?
Oh, that's right. Gosh, that was so
all
right. We're not pulling that up. But
Please do.
Hey, Adrian had asked if you can share it. Would you mind share if you'll send me that PDF that you have for your new agents, and then I can download or we'll upload it under this recording in the Workplace Freedom Team page. That would be awesome that you mentioned.
It might be dated. It was more like a brand new agent going from like taking their 90-hour courses in Tennessee and getting all the onboarding emails and what to do with that. So, and then at the bottom it talks about starting a Facebook page and getting headshots for that. So it's a little bit of everything. And I'll see if I can find it and share it with y'all.
Okay, that'd be great.
Anything you have like that, Jessica, that goes along with any of this stuff, if you want to send it over to Kathy or to myself, we'll post it up there. We can always edit it down. So, well, guys, thank you very much. Jessica, thank you.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Guys,
so great stuff. A lot to implement. So good stuff, guys. Have a great week. Reminder, tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific. We are doing a live event here in Colorado Springs, our monthly event. We're going to be live streaming that Wealth Building Blueprint for realtors, talking about financial independence. Not the funnest of topics, talking about taxes, but we got 2 guys coming on who They're brilliant with it in terms of, and we all need help there. I mean, I wrote my big check here a few weeks
Gotta
ago.
save money on time. Like,
Jeez.
yeah, it's not the funnest topic, but these
It's
guys,
not.
I'm familiar with these guys too, and they know their stuff. So if you're looking for tax deductions and better ways to save, you don't want to miss this tomorrow.
Yeah. So that'll be live tomorrow. You can invite guests to it. There's an Eventbrite link in the workplace group to invite guests to come in. It's going to be on our regular Freedom Team Zoom link. We start that at 12 noon, so 1 hour later, but it's a 2-hour event that we're doing here in Colorado Springs. So everybody's welcome, and you're welcome to invite. So that's what we got. So guys, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank you again,
Jessica.
Jessica. Thanks for being here. This recording will be up later today. Okay.
Have a great
Have a
day.
great day, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.